Hello everyone. It is 1:35 on October the 5th, and Jake is driving my truck. We're headed west again. I feel like we just got back from being west because we were just teal hunting out in Nebraska, but we're not going after waterfowl this time. I actually got a tag for South Dakota this year. It's an any deer tag, so I can shoot a mule deer or a whitetail, which is pretty cool. And we're headed somewhere in South Dakota. We're not really sure yet. We're kind of going to get to a general area and then keep working west, scouting west. We got like 12-ish more hours. We left at like 4:30 this morning. You gotta get your shades on.
10 hours left now.
Jake's got his shades that he picked out of a ditch at a ski resort. No, it should be an awesome trip. We're looking forward to it. Don't really know what to expect. Don't have a whole lot of expectations. I'm not a picky dude, so I'm kind of chasing an experience right now. Should be meeting up with Zach and Jake, I believe, at some point. Not this Jake, but we already met up with him.
Jake
He's right here. Yeah, Jake and Zach from THP. They both have tags, so it should be a fun trip. I'm really excited, kind of nervous. I've done a lot of freelance waterfowl stuff and feel pretty confident in that aspect, but this is a whole new ball game for me. And we're gonna basically just be camping out of the truck. Lots of unknowns as far as where that'll be, how that's gonna go, but I think we're gonna be ready for a shower after a couple days. It's gonna be like 85 degrees, but we're gonna keep on ripping here. We gotta make a couple stops on the way and then wake up in time to start scouting tomorrow morning and just kind of go from there. We're gonna be bouncing all over the place till we find something that we like. So we hope you guys enjoy this journey. Like I said, we're really excited to try something new, bring you along for all the ups and downs, and we are gonna keep on headed west for another 1,000 miles. So that's what we're gonna keep doing until we get there. We'll see when something interesting happens. So that's when we'll see you next. There's a buffalo. That thing is so fat. This is the fattest cow on the South Dakota prairie. All right, so we're just driving through thousands of acres of public, and we're just getting out of it. And then there's two, I would say, nice mule deer. They're not like shooters. I'm gonna shoot them all. I could shoot them out of the window of the truck. They're like right by the road here. I'm obviously not going to do that, people. Before you get that, they're just tucked right up under this tree. All right, it is very windy out, but as you can see, we're going into glass. Pretty much we're gonna walk down this road. It's about a mile to get to a spot that we should be able to see two bottoms and glass this evening, and hopefully catch something that's coming out. I'm working up to these bigger ag fields in the evening. We're gonna walk down. It's about 4:50. It gets dark around 7, so we got some time to watch, and hopefully we can see some deer here in South Dakota. 8, 9. All right, it's 6 o'clock, so we got about an hour of light left, and a bunch of whitetails just came out into this, I don't know what it is for a field, but we saw a couple down low here. We saw a couple mule deer back here, which we should probably turn around and look at and see if anything else popped out. But Jake saw them. I saw a couple, and then we swapped on the scope, and he just said that he just started lifting up out of there. He said there's at least one good buck in there. I saw one buck.
Like 7 bucks total.
They're all bucks.
Yeah. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, there's like 9 deer out there, so I don't know really how you even attack that situation. We know there's a good buck there. We can look at a map and kind of dissect exactly where they are, where they might be bedding, where we might be able to get something set up for them. But there's some vast ground around us, so we gotta maybe try to look down some of this lower ground where mule deer seem to be hanging out. The whitetails, as far as I think, they've all been up higher. That's our plan as of now, but I'm glad that we went and got this.
Dude, yeah.
Because they're far. Like, they're real far.
All right, we're gonna do a panel of where all the deer are. We got mule deer on that side bank and up on that flat. We got mule deer down by these trees. We got coyotes over to the right of those trees. We got a lot of cows over there. We got Jon right there. Oh, there might be another deer right behind Jon that I just saw. And all those whitetail came out of this dark patch of timber and worked their way to the right. All in over there.
Sorry about the wind noise, guys. It's probably gonna be kind of inevitable. But we've watched like 10 deer, 10 whitetails come out here, and there's about 12 or so muleys out here. Unfortunately, we don't know if any of them are good bucks.
One good whitetail.
Jake saw one good whitetail. There's one or two that are trickling out later and later and later. So that's probably gonna wrap it up for tonight. We're gonna probably just come back here in the morning and get a better feel of where these deer are going into bed. And I feel pretty confident there's a good one right in this general area. It's just laying eyes on him and knowing for sure that he's a good one. Pretty sweet first evening in South Dakota. Honestly, like, this was the first pin I dropped on hunt stand. So I think we'll probably set up camp somewhere pretty close to here and get back out here in the morning. It's just now we got a game plan how to get out of here. So that's what we got for you. All right, it's our first morning in South Dakota. We are headed back to where we ate glass last night. Basically, we watched all these deer feeding in this taller alfalfa grass mix. What we're doing is we're coming in off this green field. We got a slight south-ish wind, and we're gonna basically try to get to this knob where we can see down where we think all these deer are bedding. We know there's one good buck in here, assuming that there might be a couple. So we're eating kind of glass, see if we can really peg where they're bedding, and then it's pretty still this morning. Make kind of our move if we think we can get in on them, or we may just kind of take some intel and figure it out. Some other guys just got to the spot here. They're chasing mule deer, so kind of gave them an idea of where we were going. It sounds like they're crossing the river and going out there. So should be a fun morning. Hopefully we see some deer. Looks like two dead down and falling.
They didn't wind us, at least, I don't think. Jon just spotted a buck. A decent one. He's looking.
I don't think he's what I shoot, but he's in the front now.
One of those is a buck. I can't zoom in anymore, but one of those is a buck.
All the way in the front.
The front one, far right.
He's probably going to bed right now.
He's going night-night.
There's still a couple more behind him here.
Yep.
.45. Took us a little bit to kind of get where we could see without feeling like we were just gonna absolutely blow up the world in here. But when we did, we saw a bunch of deer. There's one buck in there. He's probably he's a decent buck, but I don't think I'd want to go in there after him. Pretty much these deer are just feeding up high in the evening, working back through this draw, and then milling around here. I'm guessing before they're gonna go bed in this like old oxbow. I was just trying to get to where we can watch that without
Safely.
feeling like we're just gonna spook it all.
There are so many deer over there, dude. I'm seeing more and more.
My stabilizer's all.
Oh my.
That's awesome.
Terrible.
Yo. Now the freaking wind is so bad in here, so we're just watching them. We got eyes on a buck. I don't think it's one we're gonna shoot, but he's with like 9 does. So Yeah. Most of them are going in right by the first big green tree. I don't like that.
Yeah, what the heck is that? What is that?
Alright, so we watched those deer go back into the woods there. Most likely our plan is this evening is to come kind of get eyes on it again. Just get a couple more eyes, see maybe we can see one from over here, and then we gotta go back to the truck because that's not ideal. So, and then we're gonna go check out some other areas. So let's go take a look-see. All right, it's about 10 o'clock. We're gonna bounce around a little bit, maybe get out and do a little bit of walking, some different ground. We're gonna come back here tonight and glass. At least one of us is. We might end up splitting up. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what we find today. So we might get out, walk around, and maybe try to bump a mule deer or something so we can see where they're at and just learn. So let's go see what we can get into. Oh yeah, that's a big buck. I like their butts. What's up, girls? I like your tails. You got any boyfriends around? Doop. It's just about 6 o'clock. We got probably a little less than an hour of light left. Seen some deer right where those guys walked in. Wow, that's looking good. Right where those guys walked in, they bumped like 4 or 5 deer, and then there's like 4 does out there right now and a little small buck. And then I've been watching some mule deer over here. So nothing's come out where they came out last night. Jake went down and is glassing closer to where I saw those mule deer, so we will catch up with you tomorrow morning once we figure out a game plan. But watch the sun go down and hopefully watch some deer pour out and have a good idea of what to do tomorrow. Let you know if anything cool happens. Alright, it is day second morning, I guess, that we've been here.
Full day.
Second full day here in South Dakota. We had a nice, pretty sunrise this morning. We met up with Zach, Jake, and Colin. We're gonna kind of split up this morning, run around, and then hopefully meet up and find a few mule deer. So I glassed that spot last night where we saw that big one come out, and somebody came in and kind of boogered the area pretty good. In my eyes, there's deer running everywhere. So, and I didn't really see anything come out. So we're kind of gonna scout around. And what do you think, Zach? You just want to drive around in the morning and then?
I got that spot that we're gonna walk into, and then we'll just call you guys.
Here, so we're going to check out a spot I think should be pretty good. It's pretty similar type stuff to where we were glassing the first 2 nights, but a little more remote, a little harder to access, it seems like. So that's our plan for now. We're still learning a lot just driving around during, the more. I feel like we learned more driving to camp last night and this morning than anything else so far. So, but I think we're just gonna go check this out, see what it looks like, and then go hopefully try to find a mule deer to chase this afternoon. We've made some friends. They're literally right where we have to walk in here, so they're all coming. Every single one of them. They think I have food. Alright, well, we just got down in here to this spot. We're probably 250 yards from the truck. We've seen 3 whitetails so far, a little buck, a doe, and a fawn. So that's good. I think we're not even to really the stuff that we were focused on. And there's deer literally not far from where we parked, so we're gonna just kind of keep creeping along here and see what we see. Not really too worried about bumping one at this point because we want to know if there's a good one in here, so might be the best way to find out. We're trying to learn, and we got 8 more days that we can hunt, so we'll figure out that's okay after we booger them a little bit. Alright, so we got down into this spot and it's looking pretty bucky down here. I just got off the phone with Zach. They haven't seen really much of anything. We're just kind of like stuck between like keep going and bumping stuff, or there's been no one in here. We got rubs pretty much all over the place, bunch of fresh droppings, bunch of trails. It's been so dry out here that basically the finger of this lake is all dried up, so you just got a bunch of moist soil, native vegetation out there, and I'm sure deer are bedding in there, feeding in there, and just transitioning back and forth between this. And then I don't know what these are. You know what these are?
It almost looks like a willow, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know what type of trees these are, but there's a pile of this and then some pines or cedars that run the edge, so it's just kind of like a little runway through here. Cottonwoods, scrub brush, pines, pasture, big open area for them to bed and feed in. And there's a lot of trails going back and forth and up and down. So where we're thinking is we can keep going and maybe bump one and hope that it works out. But I mean, with the sign that we're seeing, it's almost, we're pretty tempted just to come back later this evening, set up and see what we see if we can see a good one or not. There's some more stuff that way that we're probably gonna go check. It feels good to kind of have a idea now, like
Something to fly around.
Like before we saw a good buck right off the bat and like that spot was good, but there's just a lot of people in it. It doesn't seem like there's anybody messing around in here, so fingers crossed that stays true. So yesterday we were over here straight across, and we kept looking over here. We're like, man, that stuff looks nice.
There's some funky stuff going on. All I know was him making these roads.
Zach and those guys found a couple yesterday. I think he said yesterday. We heard reports of quite a bit of EHD knocking out deer, and I'd say that's what that is. Got all my milkweed at home. Oh, that feels way better than that freaking dusty. Puff. All right, Buck. Hey, Buck.
That's insane.
And these little swales.
20 yards right there.
I mean, that's what that other doe that we saw just definitely did too. She just laid down.
Yeah, by the
just walked
water
by.
back there.
She ran like 20 yards. She wasn't even scared.
No.
Like, I don't think these deer have been messed with much.
That's unbelievable. Same spot as those other ones. Unbelievable.
Crush that thing. Dude, it's like... Do you just like still hunt these and throw rocks into them?
That's 3 deer, 20 to 30 yards from us that we've been standing here for 5 minutes now.
Alright, it's just after 4:30. We just got up into this cottonwood where wind is pretty solid right now. The tree's a little bigger than what we would have liked, but it's the tree and there's not very many that are ideal, so We got the lake bed behind us. Our wind's cutting back away from all these willows and stuff that are tucked back there. And we're expecting to see some deer coming from behind us here, and there's a really good trail that comes out right here. Jake probably has a better view than me of that island over there, so I don't know what I'm gonna really be able to see from right here. If I can see one, there's a good chance I'm probably gonna be able to shoot it fairly quick, but it feels good to be in a tree here in South Dakota. And sit tight and see what we see tonight. Hopefully we can learn something. See some bucks. Whack. Whack. 20 after 5. We've seen probably 6 deer. They're all far out. But I'm pretty sure this is the first buck. I can't tell if he's a good one or not. I can just tell he's a buck from about 560 yards away. But hopefully something pops up a little closer. They're hanging around this island out in this dried up lake bottom. I don't know if they'll work up to this point before dark or not, but we're still getting a good idea of what the deer are doing around here. That was the point. Oh yeah. He's huge, dude. I mean, huge. Yeah, he's big. Real big. Huge. Did he come out of the island or did he just stand up? I watched him stand up. How can we mark that spot? Walking towards the water. We got about an hour of light left. And, oh, there's a deer right here. Dope. Directly downwind from us. We got about an hour of light left and we've seen quite a few deer. We just saw a really big one. We can't see him with the camera though, so you're just gonna have to trust us. Hey, coyote. There's a coyote right here. Coyotes. Oh man. I can't tell if any of them are bucks. They look giant. We got about 25 minutes of light left. And it's been a good night. I mean, we got a good idea of what the deer are doing here. We saw 3 or 4 shooters, one real big one, and probably 20 deer, 15, 20 deer. 2 coyotes that were right here. I don't know if I can shoot them with the tag I have, but I'm not that upset about it. I think I should probably save my arrows knowing my past history. Overall, good night. It's not over yet. I mean, a lot can happen in the last 25 minutes, but figured we'd give you a rundown before it gets too dark. So if anything cool happens, we'll let you know, but there's a couple good ones out there. So now we got to just come up with a game plan or hopefully get a text from this dude saying he shot one. But sit tight here for the last 20, 25 minutes. See what we can come up with.